Hey guys, does capitalism have you down?
Does the constant pressure to be productive get to you?
Are you tired of being a cog in the machine?
Then we invite you to be a part of the revolution against toxic productivity by embracing the useless things.
Welcome to episode 77 of the Very Unimportant People podcast.
Do less.
I'm your host, Courtney, and this week I delved just even further into my whiteness. And I've started playing tennis.
You're playing tennis now? Oh, man, that's nuts. Love that for you.
Thank you.
And my name is Lidia, and this week I had a party, and then I got too drunk at my own party and fell asleep at 12:30.
So it's just a normal Friday night for Lydia, except it was a Tuesday.
Except it
normal
was a
Tuesday night for Lydia.
Club going up on a Tuesday, you know? I decided to have the party on a Tuesday for all of my new friends who work in the restaurant industry, and I really wanted them to all, like, come over and have fun and, like, get drunk with them so that I could, like, get to know them even better or have blackmail against them, you know, all of the above. And they ended up holding blackmail against me, and guys, it was insane. I was so nervous for this whole party, and, like, I was scared no one was gonna come, and, like, then finally people started to show up, and I had this stupid incentive that was like the first 10 people get a shot.
The incentive wasn't stupid.
The incentive wasn't stupid, but then my decision to do every single shot with the first 10 people that was stupid. So
yes,
after
that
about like
stupid.
the fourth or fifth shot, I was already like fucking gone. And yeah, it was just so fucked. I ended up at like 12:30. I was just like in my bedroom, and I was just like, oh my god, guys, like I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And so they gave me my little thing, and like people were taking care of me, and like people were cycling in and out. Like some people were coming and being like, hey, you okay? All this stuff. And then my crush showed up at 1:30 in the morning, and I was asleep. So overall,
did you do all
successful
10
night.
shots?
No, I didn't even make it. I didn't even make it to all 10 shots. No, I was like maybe like 4 or 5, and then like me and this one guest, we did like maybe 3 shots together. Like even though he was like the third person to show up, we were still like, let's go again. Like we were just having the time of our lives. So I really lost count.
Such bad
of, like,
decisions were
what happened. Yeah, seriously. I learned a really important lesson though, because okay, this was my first like party that I hosted at my house. And, like, I've hosted parties before at my parents' house, but, you know, it's not the same. So, I was, like, really scared, and I was just, like, excited to have people at my house, too, and, like, to, like, have this whole party and, like, to be the hostess, right? And it's just hilarious that, like, I was so nervous, and then it just ended up not mattering at all.
Yeah.
Because I was just
maybe
asleep.
Because you were so nervous that happened, you know? You just
Maybe.
wanted everyone to have fun. So you're like, I'm going to do a shot with every single person here.
Yeah, I was like, I want to make a personal impression on every single person. Yeah, and then with that one guy, I was just like, you're special, and you get more shots than the rest of them. So, yeah. But yeah, that's okay. You know what? I think I'm going to have a redemption party for this party. So, you know, keep your eyes open for that invite, guys.
Honestly, at least, like, I feel like it's better to die at your own party, because then at least you're already home.
Yeah.
You're not, like, throwing up in somebody else's bathroom.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and then you don't have to, like,
so...
get in the Uber or, like, get in the car or something like that.
So it's fine.
Yeah. It was okay. Oh, God. And then one of my friends, she was just like, it is absolute party law that the hostess must get fucked up at her own party. And I was like, okay, I feel a little better about that then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone's
but people
been
still
there.
had fun. So, yeah. And I think that, like, I was overthinking it a lot more than, like, I am now, and I've just discovered that, like, you know what, it doesn't really matter. Like, I've been to parties where the hostess got fucked up, and, like, I didn't really care, you know, I didn't think of them any differently. I was just like, okay, it's just one of those nights, you know, it happens to the best of us.
It does. It truly does.
Truly. So, yeah, there will be another one in the future.
Looking forward to hearing about it.
Yes. yes. I will have to wait about a month. And it was nice because people still had fun, and like I still got to hang out with some work people like before I died. So still made a positive impression and before I passed away. And still looking forward to the next one. So yeah, maybe it'll go better next time. And also, little side story here too. My work crush ended up coming into my work for dinner with his sister the next day, and then he left without saying goodbye, and I texted him and I was just like, you left without saying goodbye, and he was just like, oh haha, like sorry, I was just so caught up in my own shit, but at least I didn't invite someone over and then fall asleep before they came over.
That is savage. Especially because he showed up so late. Like, he showed up after the party was pretty much over. Like, I get that parties normally go later than 1:30, whatever.
Yeah, they do.
But I also feel like maybe he should have texted you to be like, hey, I got off work. Like,
yeah, he did text me.
Is the party still happening?
I was so fucked up that I didn't get the message.
Okay, but you didn't text him back to be like, yeah, come.
Yeah, I didn't text him back.
Maybe you not texting back was like a sign.
Good for him for still showing up, though. I think that shows a lot of character.
A lot of balls. I probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, me neither.
If the person didn't answer me, I would have been like, okay, I'm guessing I shouldn't go. They don't want me there.
God bless him for showing up anyways, honestly. Chivalry is not dead. Yeah, so, yes, now they can roast me a little bit.
That's fine. Character building, bonding, all good.
For sure. Big character development. Yeah, all great stuff. And yeah, so, how's my resident white girl doing? I would like to just point out that it was not actually my idea to play tennis. It was my partner's, who is a brown man. Hell
so
yeah.
Every day I spend with my brown boyfriend, I get a little bit more white. I don't
Maybe
understand
he feels
how that
comfortable
works.
doing the white people things because he has you as like a crutch. He's like, well, I'm doing it for my white girlfriend, you know? But maybe it's secretly something really he's always wanted to try. I knew it. I don't
like tennis, but like, I mean, I don't hate tennis. Okay, let's reverse for a minute. Here's the new thing. I don't know if I've spoken about this on the podcast or not, but I have changed my mentality around exercising. And I no longer work out, I exercise. It's very important to me. So it's like part of that, you know? We like wanted another activity to do other than bouldering on like the days that we don't boulder. Yeah. And he wanted high intensity cardio, which I fucking hate. So that's the first bad sign. So we started playing tennis. There's like a lot of courts around us that you don't have to pay to use, which is a new phenomenon to me, because I'm from Ontario and you have to pay to use everything in Ontario.
Yeah,
like if you're not part of the club, get out. Yeah, but no, they just like maintain these beautiful courts and anyone can use them.
That's sweet.
So yeah, we wake up and we like got our little tennis rackets. We bike over, and then we play really terrible tennis.
Nice.
Currently, the game that we're playing is like us versus the ball, not even us versus each other. Like we just we count. So every time somebody hits it, you go like 1, and then the next person goes 2, and then we just try to get to the highest number that we can. Yeah. Our personal best is 25.
Oh, that's great! I thought you were gonna say like 7. That's good.
No, that was once we got to 25. The rest of them were very sad attempts. And you know what? This morning, somebody that was really good at tennis, they walked in and they went to like the court, not the one beside us, but the next one over. So there was like an empty court between us. Yeah. And then watched us play for about 2 minutes, picked up his bag and moved to the last court possible. He moved 3 more courts down.
Why? He didn't even want to be
That's how bad we are. He was like, absolutely not. I need to get as far away from these people as I can.
He didn't even want your energy anywhere near him. He's like, you guys are going to make me worse at tennis.
Yeah, he's like, you're going to be running into my game every 3 seconds to get your ball.
True.
Yeah, yep, so I feel like it's a lot more cardio for us than it's supposed to be.
Because we're running after the ball.
Yeah, as much as we do. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We've only lost 1 ball so far.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I enjoy it a lot more than running, you know? There's like a goal to it. It's fun. It's a game. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. Dude, good stuff. I'm going to try to get into some more exercise.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Because it sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a good way to like let some extra energy out.
Exactly.
Yeah. That sounds nice. How did you lose the ball?
Did you hit it too hard? Yeah, and then it went into someone's backyard.
Oh.
So we just left it.
Yeah.
We're like, we don't need that.
No.
We have 2 others. Anyways. Yeah. I'm gonna chat to you guys this week. It's my turn. And this week I am talking about a man. His name is Leslie Wexner. Have you ever heard of Leslie Wexner?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you haven't heard of him, because this will be good then.
Yay.
And basically, good old Les Wexner is another person, or dare I say another man, that we could simply just do without. We don't need him.
I see. I see. Our second Midgley.
Yes, pretty much. All right, so good old Wes, he's an American businessman, or Les, not Wes. I call him Wes a lot because, like, his nickname is Les, and then his last name is Wexner. Yeah. So if you hear me say Wes, just ignore it.
He's just shipping his first and last name together.
Yeah. So good old Les, he's an American businessman who was born in 1937. So he's real old. He's currently 84 years old.
Dang.
He was born in Dayton,
the war.
Ohio.
Oh,
the war doesn't make an appearance in this. But maybe he was in the war. I don't know, because he would have been
a baby.
Like 10, when the war ended. So no. He wasn't a child soldier in the war. God. That's not part of his story. Anyways, he attended Ohio State University. And despite the fact that he was super interested in architecture, he decided to go into business. And he shouldn't have. But he got a degree in business administration. And then he tried to go to law school, flunked out of law school.
Oh.
And so after he flunked out of law school, he went to work in his parents' retail store. His parents were like, man, we're disappointed that you didn't become a lawyer. But thank God you're here. Because they had not been on a vacation in 10 years.
Oh.
So they're like, Les, take over the store. We're heading out. And they went on vacation. The store was actually named after him. The store was called Leslie's.
Oh.
So it was named in his honor, which is kind of cute. And it was like their family retail store. They sold clothing. And then, so while his parents were away, he decided to put that business degree to work. And he took a look at their books. And he noticed that they were losing a lot of money on higher priced women's clothing, such as like jackets and purses and stuff like that, because there's a higher like profit margin, but people buy them less frequently. Like blouses people buy like every day. So when his dad came home, he told his dad was like, I don't care, whatever, this is the way I do business. Shut up. Lex.
You failed law school, get out of here, you fucking idiot.
So Lex was like, whatever, if you don't appreciate me, I'm gonna start my own store. So that is what our good old friend Les decided to do. His aunt lent him $5,000 and he started the clothing brand The Limited. And that was in 1963. And so he called it Limited because of its focus on a limited amount of moderately priced merchandise, such as skirts, sweaters, shirts, which went quickly for less money and therefore would turn over a higher profit just because he was selling so many of them instead of focusing on like a couple of high-priced items. Shit. He focused on a lot of low-priced items, and it worked out really well for him.
Yeah, it works out well for a lot of businesses.
Yeah, so basically fast fashion.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a very familiar business model to all of us.
So maybe he created fast fashion.
He might have been the father of that whole idea. I mean, someone probably would have come up with it eventually, in my opinion, but damn.
But he did it, so we can be
the pioneer. So, but he did it, so bad man.
We met him. So a year after he opened his store, his parents actually ended up closing their store to join him and help him out because it was going so well.
Oh.
A year later, he opened his second store, and then by the 1970s, they had 100 stores.
Oh, so dang.
He was becoming quite successful.
That's quick growth.
And in doing well for himself, he started to buy some other major businesses and stores. And the first business that this man from Ohio acquired was Victoria's Secret.
Oh, gotcha.
So he acquired Victoria's Secret in 1982. So Victoria's Secret was started by another man called Roy Raymond. And Wexner says that he was attracted to Victoria's Secret as a business venture because of the high quality merchandise and the Victorian decor of the store. Which I don't totally buy that a man wanted to buy a lingerie store because of the decor.
Because yeah,
I
the
don't
decor
know.
being the lacy underwear everywhere and the
boobs?
mannequins. Yeah. Sure thing, buddy.
And so when Roy, who was like the original founder of Victoria's Secret, met Wexner, he didn't like him and apparently treated him like he was meeting the devil, is what Wexner said. But then unfortunately, like a year later or whatever, Roy was facing bankruptcy and he called up Les Wexner and offered him Victoria's Secret. So he bought Victoria's Secret for $1 million, and by the 1990s, it was worth $1 billion.
Oh, shit. He really turned that baby around.
Yeah.
Spanked her on the ass. Damn.
Yeah. So,
holy shit.
it was after that Wexner had bought Victoria's Secret that it became known for marketing items with the use of supermodels, which were called angels, and of course the fashion show every year. So let's take a moment to talk about Victoria's Secret.
Let's do it. Why not? Let's fucking go.
Needs to be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Victoria's Secret basically presents models that are thin, tall women surrounded by opulent leisure. It's kind of the lifestyle it sells. It's kind of the definition of the male gaze.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
It's kind of become successful off of selling women an image of what men want. And basically, like, if you buy that product, men will want you too.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah. Presents a male-constructed image of female sexuality and heteronormativity as well. Mm-hmm. And during 2017... kind of ironically, but not so ironically, during the Me Too movement, the sales of Victoria's Secret plummeted by $600 million in that 1 year because of Me Too. Red flag? I think so.
Well.
Well. The turntable.
Oh, damn. Like, I feel like I knew all this stuff, but it's just... when you're really spelling it out in plain language, that's just like re-shocking to me. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I had the same moment last night. So this is basically because models started coming forward with accusations of bullying, sexual harassment, and misogyny as well. Ed Razek, who was kind of like the head of Victoria's Secret, so like Wes owned it, but then he had somebody that like controlled the business basically. Mm-hmm. So his name was Ed Razek, and he was basically the one that all of the allegations was against. So he would try to kiss models, he would ask them to sit on his lap, Ew. And he would also touch their nether regions.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's so disgusting.
At an employee lunch once, when, they were like all eating lunch together, Razek got up and he stopped a female employee who was a public relations employee who was going for seconds. He like stepped in front of her and started yelling at her about her body weight and told her to lay off the bread and pasta and basically stopped her from getting seconds. She complained to HR and then nothing happened. So she quit a couple weeks later.
Good for her.
Good. And then the former, top public relations person also lodged a complaint after Razek had left the company about sexual harassment that Razek did to her, basically. And so she didn't trust the HR department because of everything that had happened previously. So she actually went to a former executive to lodge the complaint. And then when she came in the next day, they put her on administrative leave.
Oh my god, no.
So no one is safe.
You literally cannot trust a single person at this fucking establishment. Oh my god, that's really shitty.
Yeah.
At the height of the fucking Me Too movement, come on. Like, you gotta know that that's gonna be bad press. Like, do it because it's a good person thing to do, but also the PR. Like, fucking put your business cap back on, Leslie.
Let's use some thinking, yeah. Executives of the business, they tried to tell Wexner about what was happening, and instead of Wexner doing anything to Ed, the women who had complained received retaliation and were dropped from the fashion show.
Oh my god. This is why people are afraid of speaking out. This is literally
makes no
why.
sense to me. Yes. And now even
that's so
more
crazy. Such a man's world. Such a man's world. That's so crazy that these people were
I
like,
know.
were
You're
like,
like, hey,
these women will
my
never.
boss
They
tried
will
to
never
kiss me. They're
Yeah.
like, go fuck
They're like,
yourself.
you're dismissed. You're actually
So?
dismissed because like you're never gonna be rising to the top. Like this is never gonna be an issue because it's a man's world and like no man is ever
If you
gonna
want to
have
rise
this
to the
be
top,
an
you gotta
issue.
kiss him.
Yeah,
Ew.
you gotta suck some dick if you
Ew.
wanna fucking get places. Damn.
One of the photographers, this one really icked me. So one of the photographers, he was like the top photographer of Victoria's Secret. He was doing a photo shoot with a bunch of the angels, and he convinced them to pose nude. But posing nude wasn't in their contract, so they didn't get paid to pose nude. Like he didn't pay them any extra to do this. He was just like, take off your clothes, and they were like, okay, I guess this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
And then he made a coffee table book out of their nude photos. This book sells on his website for $1,800 to $3,600 USD.
Oh my god, that's so
They didn't get paid for it. They did consent to their photos being in the book. He did ask them if he could put the photos in, but they did not get paid for it. And he sells them for a crazy amount of money.
That's so
And a lot of them agreed to it
skeevy.
because they thought that's what you have to do to be in the industry.
Yeah.
That's just like they agreed to it. I'm putting that in quotation marks. Like I don't
That's
really know
so
if anyone would agree to that deal.
disgusting.
You can
Yeah, to the deal of
post
like
my
I'm gonna
naked
sell your nude
body
photos
and not pay me anything.
and I'm not gonna make any money off of it, but it's just gonna be out there for everybody to see. Like, what the fuck? Ew, that's so disgusting. That's like the worst possible thing you could do with someone's nudes is put them in a book and then sell them for money. Like what?
It literally, quite literally, like the
like,
worst
what?
thing you could do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
literally.
take
Like
naked pictures of you and make a book for men to buy.
Ew,
I'm guessing
that's
it's
so
men buying. I don't
gross.
know. What
Oh,
kind of
100%. But
lady
like then
would
it's
buy
like,
that?
you know what they're gonna be doing with that book? They're just gonna be like looking at these Victoria's Secret models, like, oh yeah, like jacking it, you know?
Yeah.
Ew. I wonder if they know the story too. I wonder if they're just like, oh, they didn't know. Like maybe that's like something that really turns them on or something. Because I imagine only freaks buy this book.
Yeah. I
imagine
concur. I concur with that statement. TikTok, I concur. Come at
I
us.
concur.
Yeah. And so while most of the offenses were done by Ed Razek, he was kind of like the proxy of Wexner, and Wexner was aware of his contact and didn't do anything about it. And Wexner had also been overheard demeaning women before. One specific example is when he got asked about like other brands starting to make moves towards like body inclusivity and body positivity. Wexner replied,
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Let's go.
Wexner replied, "No one goes to a plastic surgeon and says, 'Make me fat.'" That is what he said.
What the fuck? That actually doesn't
So
even
we
make any
hate
sense.
him.
Like what? I don't
He's
understand.
basically
exactly,
saying that
what
like body positivity doesn't sell. Like people don't want to be overweight, so why would I sell the dream of being overweight?
Yeah, okay, sure. Wow, that's so fucked up. So for a really long time, like, damn, I'm so glad that body positivity is a thing because that's so fucking crazy that people used to just be like, you have to fit into this mold because there are no clothes for you if you don't. Like, you literally do not have a choice. That's so...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Victoria's Secret
so
is like doing
sad.
really terribly now. They closed, I think it was over 250 stores at the beginning of the pandemic. Because other wonderful brands are coming out now that center around like female sexuality, not around the male gaze. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
What a thought. They're comfortable and they're inclusive of real bodies. They're not like profiting off of and creating body issues, which is essentially what he's doing. It's like,
oh my god, no wonder my mom never took me there until
misogyny.
like I was old enough, you know? Like, oh my god, like
Crazy shit.
that's so insane. And even looking at the store, like looking at the outside of the store, like I was always scared to go in there. I was never just like, ooh yeah, this is what's up. I was always like
right? There's
terrified
almost,
of
like,
going in there.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until like I got
what if someone's
older and I
thinking?
started like learning about like the male gaze and stuff that I was like, ooh, I want to go
Yeah.
in there because I want to look like that, because I want men to
Yeah.
like me, right?
Yeah,
Like
like mhm,
as
mhm.
as
Push
a
up,
as
bro,
a
let's
child who
go.
has no idea, yeah, exactly. I wasn't interested in that store like at all. I was actually
Mhm.
terrified of it.
Honestly, even as I got older, like sometimes it still would make me uncomfortable because it's almost like they present such a body image of what hot is supposed to look like. It's like if
Mhm.
I'm going in there and I'm not feeling like I look like that, I almost feel like I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I'm not like hot
Yeah,
enough to be
I
shopping
know,
here.
and I don't want to
Like
be
I
like,
kind of have
do
small
you
boobs
have a
too.
large?
Opposite issues.
Yeah, but still the same issue. Like it still is
I
just
was like,
very
I don't
uncomfortable.
know if I should be here. Like this isn't for my body
Yeah, yeah.
and like
That's
my vibe. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah. Also, the vibes are off.
The vibes are off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So weird place, weird business model.
Totally.
Weird
And
that
then
they
men
have
don't even
fashion
go in there. What's the point of making it for the male gaze if
Yeah.
men
I mean,
even feel
some-
uncomfortable when they're in there?
Yeah, like who's comfortable
Yeah.
in there? Who? Is it just Les? Is it just Les
Just,
Wexner?
just less.
Because of the Victorian decor?
Yeah, so yes, the architecture. God.
Yeah, so he did that. And he did a couple other things too. So he also obviously owned, in addition to Victoria's Secret, Pink, obviously, because Pink is like
By Victoria's Secret or something.
Yeah, but for kids.
Uh,
I've never really said it like that before. I've never thought, but like it is for young girls.
I guess so. Yeah, it is. It is. They have
So
like different
Victoria's
sizes
Secret
and
for
like
kids, misogyny
Ew.
for kids.
yeah,
sexuality
literally
for
start
kids,
them young.
whatever you want to call it. He owned Bath and Body Works, the White Barn Candle Company. He owned La Senza, Express, and he even bought Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh, well, that all adds up perfectly. Actually, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
100%. I didn't do a section on Abercrombie just because I feel like it doesn't need to be done.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
There's a whole
I think-
documentary on Netflix if you want to know about all of the crappy shit that goes along with it. But it's basically the same thing. They sell like thin white bodies, and if you're not that,
You're
it's
basically
very like
not welcome.
exclusive and yeah. So he was known as the Merlin of the mall because he pretty much owned like freaking all the stores in the mall.
Yeah.
And in January of 2021, L Brand shareholders filed a complaint in the Court of Chancery of Delaware that Wexner had created a culture entrenched in misogyny, bullying, and harassment. No surprise there.
Wow.
Here is one of the biggest doozies. I really thought Victoria's Secret was going to be the biggest doozy of this story, but Les Wexner created Jeffrey Epstein.
Wait, what?
Right?
How?
So, in the beginning of 1987, Les Wexner became a client of Jeffrey Epstein. And Epstein served as Wexner's financial manager.
Oh.
So, a little backstory to how this relationship came and how it's kind of sketchy.
Okay.
So, previous to this, like Wexner's previous financial advisor had worked for him for like 7 years, and Epstein contacted Wexner, was like, hey, I have a proposal for you. So Wexner asked his financial advisor to go meet with Epstein in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
So Harold Levin, that was the previous financial advisor, he was a little confused because after 7 years of working for like the Merlin of the mall, like a billionaire, he had never heard of Jeffrey Epstein, and he knew like everyone on Wall Street. And he was like, I've never, like, why would Wexner do like a deal with this nobody, right? So he was like, whatever, I'll go meet with him. And like his suspicions were further confirmed when he arrived at Epstein's office, and there was like no sign of it being a trading like operation. It was just like an empty office basically with like a desk. He was like, this isn't
What the
even
fuck?
like an office or a business or like,
legit.
I don't really understand what's happening. Epstein proceeded to try to explain a currency trade that he wanted to do. And Levin said, and I quote, I have an MBA from Ohio State, and I did not understand a word of what he was saying. So he was like, this guy's off his fucking
You're an
rockers.
idiot.
Like, no. So Levin called up Wexner. He was like, hey, dude, don't do the trade. This guy's weird. He doesn't know what he was doing. Wexner did listen. He didn't do that specific trade. But then a couple months later, Levin was surprised when Epstein showed up in Columbus announcing that Wexner had put him in charge of all of his finances.
Oh, shit.
So Epstein
what
had
the
like
fuck?
somehow worked his way in. And so Epstein like has this thing that he only takes $1 billion clients,
Okay.
like clients that their net worth is over $1 billion. But Wexner is the only publicly known client of Epstein. And it's possible that Wexner was the only client of Epstein. It's possible that Epstein just conned his way in to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm very exclusive. I can't tell you the names of my other clients. I only take on clients that have $1 billion. Like, I'm doing you a favor by taking you on, kind of thing.
Oh my god, that's so sneaky.
I know. Levin tried to protest to this, being like, this is dumb, this guy's dumb. But Wexner didn't answer any of his calls.
Oh,
so a few
no.
months later, Levin quit. And then Epstein proceeded to spread rumors around Wall Street that Levin had misappropriated Wexner's funds, and that's the reason that he was like fired.
Oh my god.
And Levin couldn't get a job. Like, his life completely fell apart. He lost his home. He couldn't even get a job working like on computers in libraries.
What the fuck? What was the fucking point of that?
Ruined his life. I don't know.
Why? That's so extra.
Weird, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so messed up.
Yeah. So Epstein
So petty for no reason.
wiggled his way in there and was
Finagled
petty
his
for no
way.
reason.
Yeah.
And
What a
then
dick.
in 1991, Wexner granted Epstein power of attorney and also instated him as a trustee on the board of the Wexner Foundations.
Damn.
In the mid-1990s, executives of the L brand started to raise alarm. They told Wexner that Epstein was abusing his power, and he was posing as a recruiter for Victoria's Secret models.
Oh no. Oh no. That's bad. That's disgusting. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, so they told Wexner this. They were like, hey, this dude is saying he's a recruiter so that he can abuse his power with...
The models.
Yes. Yeah. Epstein didn't really do anything. He was like, okay.
Ooh, that's fucked up.
And
I guess
artist
at
by-
that point he was in too deep. He was just like, I can't fire this guy. He has power of attorney. He has information
and like
on
there was
everything.
so many other things going on in the company at this point. Like,
yeah.
Wexner is clearly not an ally to women. Like, he's clearly like misogynistic. Like, he bought Victoria's Secret and he made it what it is. Like, he demeans women too. So I think he was just like, whatever.
He's like, that's fine.
Okay. What do you
He
mean?
can yeah, that's an issue.
Since
He's
when?
recruiting people, so ew.
Yeah. So an artist by the name of Maria Firmer contacted local and federal authorities in 1996 about a sexual assault that she experienced by Epstein and Ghislaine. Is that how you say her name? Ghislaine? Ghislaine. Yeah, I think that's her name. It's the lady counterpart of Epstein.
Isn't it like Giselle?
Giselle. Maybe it's Giselle. That's not at all how it's spelled.
Oh.
It's Ghislaine. I think it's Ghislaine.
Ghislaine. Gasoline. Oh, okay.
Anyways,
yeah, you're
her-
probably right.
her,
Go off, yeah.
Well, and so, sorry, they committed the sexual assault while they were on Wexner's property in Ohio. His home. It was in Wexner's home that they did this.
Fuck.
Nothing, I think, came out of that. But then within a year, another official complaint was filed by Alicia Arden, who filed a complaint about Epstein posing as a Victoria's Secret model and then sexually assaulting her at the same estate, at Wexner's estate in Ohio.
Damn.
Wexner pretty much largely turned an eye to all of these allegations. It was not until 2006 when Epstein was charged in Florida with multiple counts of molestation and unlawful sexual activity with minors that Les finally cut ties with Epstein.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Took you long
And
enough,
then-
buddy.
In 2019, Wexner claimed that Epstein had actually misappropriated vast sums of money from him and his family. So Epstein stole Wexner's money, basically.
Great.
He did what he accused the former financial advisor of doing.
Wow.
Had been like siphoning money out of his funds for all of those years that he'd been working for him. And yeah, now a lot of people are kind of calling for Wexner to be held accountable for the assaults that were done by Epstein using his property and his business that he knew about.
And
that he has no accountability towards. So yeah, he created a lot of monsters.
That's so
a lot of monsters.
That's so fucked. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And again, he's the only publicly named client of Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I believe you. He probably is the only one.
Yeah.
That's so fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of all I have for you guys.
Yeah, that's messed up.
About Les Wexner. But yeah, he's just basically another person that we could have done without. The world would have been just fine without him. I don't know if he's actually done anything.
He was a bystander.
In his life. An instigator, maybe. I don't know if he was a bystander.
Yeah, that's true. He was probably a little bit worse than a bystander.
Kind of like enabled Epstein.
So fucked up.
And created like the culture of Victoria's Secret. Probably created a lot of eating disorders and body image issues.
Wow, that we're still recovering from to this day.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
God.
Thanks, Lex.
Thanks
or
so much,
Les.
buddy. Lex.
His name confuses me, okay?
Lexi. Holy shit, ew. Les is also kind of like a gross name. Like, I don't know why, but now, you know, maybe it's because I have this, like, knowledge now that I'm just like, ew. But, yeah, that's really, really disgusting. Oh my God. Creepy people often associate with creepy people.
It's true.
I am surprised that it was this specific creepy person and that I haven't heard of Leslie before in like any of the stories about
He's
like
such
Jeffrey
a villain,
Epstein's come up, but he is such a villain. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's so weird how like creepy people find other creepy people in the world too. Like, how do you discuss like what creepy things you're interested in, you know? Like, how do you bring that up with someone? I've always wondered that. You're like, hey, so underage women, underage girls, like, what do you think, buddy?
What's the vibe?
Yeah, like, how do you casually bring that up, right? Because like
so
you have to assume that the reaction, I fucking hope and pray to God that the reaction for most of the people in the world is like, what the fuck, ew, no, what's wrong with you? But is that wrong?
I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. Maybe today it would be different, but I think like when Epstein and Wexner like met was in the 90s on Wall Street, where I feel like it was just like a general agreement that people like didn't care about women on Wall Street.
True.
Like, it was a very like man's world, like men that worked there. They were like no women, and so I think that was just like a built-in assumption that, you know, he'd be cool with this. We're
this
bros.
Is fine. This is yeah. Ew.
Yeah. I was also shook. I wrote this. I saw it on TikTok. I think. I couldn't find an idea for this week, and I opened my little notes pad, and it just said Les Wexner, and I was like, interesting. Let me look into that. And then I was like, because I had also there's this new song out. Everyone should go listen to it. It's called Victoria's Secret by Jax, and it's about how Victoria's Secret is that she was made up by a dude in Ohio. And so when I opened this, I would have been listening to that song, and I was like, oh my God, he's the dude in Ohio. Like, he's Victoria. And then Jeffrey Epstein was everywhere, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
What is the connection here?
What is going on? So, yeah, interesting stuff.
That's really fucked. Damn. Victoria's Secret truly does have a really dark past.
And present and future. Just, we can cancel it. We can boycott it.
I think so too.
Victoria's
I think they're
Secret
probably going to be going out of business. Yeah. But like, we don't need it. We don't really need it anymore.
I'm pretty sure their bras fit no one. I don't think I've ever met somebody who's like, yeah,
It fit me perfectly.
This fits me well.
That's a great point. That's a great point. I don't wear my Victoria, actually. Okay, I'm wearing a Victoria's Secret bra right now, but it doesn't fit me very well.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't. Bras aren't made for boobs.
Hot take. Yeah.
Hot take. I'm not wearing a bra.
Good for you.
It's not made for
Good
boobs.
for you. Sometimes I wear like
Fuck you,
material
Victoria's
things.
Secret.
It's just a lot more comfortable. But yeah. Yeah. It's just so that's really fucked up. I don't even know what to say. That's so
It's
messed
fine.
up.
That's the appropriate reaction.
Yeah. I'm speechless. I literally am speechless at how nasty that is. Never shopping at Victoria's Secret again. I can get my underwear from somewhere else.
Or La Senza, because La Senza is also
Right.
owned by Les Wexner. Damn. So
That's okay.
yeah.
I never really liked La Senza anyways, to be honest. Like,
I'm really comfortable.
yeah, no.
So let's welcome the era of comfortable underwear built for real human bodies.
Yes, I agree. And not our cookie cutter mannequin bodies that nobody can humanly
And also
be.
built for everyone, not just women who want to have sex with men.
Mm-hmm.
That as well.
Yeah, I like it. Pride. Happy June.
Woo! I like. All right. Wrap her up, girl.
Wrapping it up. Cool. Wrapping it before we tap it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for coming to this week's episode, everyone, and for listening. If you want to hear more and see more, you can find us on Instagram at very.unimportant.people. And while you're there, you can check out our Patreon, where we post videos, which kind of give you a little bit of behind the scenes. We do some highlights and some kind of like rants that we go on, and you get to see our beautiful faces, which always adds a lot of fun. And honestly, the videos are edited together in a really funny way, so honestly worth every penny. So check it out. And you can also find us on Twitter at @theunimportantppl, and you can email us at hatersclickhere@gmail.com, HATRSclickhere@gmail.com, where you can send us some like music if you want to be featured on the podcast, if you want to be exposed to all of our fans, if you want to be famous like we are, then hit us up and we may or may not include you in that. And most importantly, and last but not least, you can find us on TikTok and go wait, is that the most important one?
I'm pretty sure we already talked about TikTok. Didn't we?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I'm not listening then.
But find us on TikTok.
Please do.
Join the conversation.
Yeah.
Join the angriness, and let us know if you agree or disagree. Either way, comment. Use caps lock. Use a lot of emojis. Leave large paragraphs. Anything that's good for the algorithm.
Yeah, want to get out all of your anger and your emotional trauma? Do want to direct it at us for no reason at all? Go for it. Go for it. That's what we're here for.
That's what TikTok is for.
The internet's punching bag.
Yeah, buddy, let's go. And that's all for us this week. We'll see you guys next week with a brand new episode. Have a great